everyone, it's Jessica here with another layout for Bramble Fox. Today I'm using the December Fox box along with paper snips number 31. And I'm starting this layout with a pre-mixed media background paper by Vicki Boutin. And I am using this beautiful photograph acrylic from the December Fox box. And I'm just matting my photo a couple times, once with some smooth white cardstock and then again with one of the pattern papers from the Where To Next collection by Vicki Boutin. So I just pulled out a small paper pad, and I backed that photo again with that, distressed those edges, and I actually pulled out one of these little chipboard frames and I cut the bottom off because I really like that blue Good Times, and I just really loved it at the bottom of my photo. So I'm pulling out these paper snips. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Big Shot machine and my die from the shop so that I can cut all of these bottom little bits out using the die, and I'll speed this up here in a second. And then I will cut all these out at once so that I don't have to hand cut them, which is really nice. So all these little bits are cut out and already cut out, and all I have to worry about now is my top portion. I'm actually going to use quite a few of the elements on the top bit too. So I'm going to use 3 of these little circles that I will change into epoxy flare buttons using the coordinating the clear little flare stickers from the shop. And here I'm just pulling in a bunch of embellishments from Vicki Boutin. I'm just seeing what I want to use and how I want to layer my photo. I really fiddled with this layout a lot. I really wasn't, I didn't have any type of direction or anything, so I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this layout. I know that I wanted the mixed media to peek through, but I really was not sure how I wanted this to lay. And this particular paper actually is supposed to go up and down the other way, but I flipped it on its side like this so that the main portion of the mixed media was across my page, but it just really wasn't vibing with all these little wordy bits. I wanted them to go up and down from the page, kind of in a vertical design, but it just really wasn't meshing well with that pre-made mixed media paper and the way that I had it laid out here. So I'm cutting this little tag out real quick to pop behind my photo. I was going to put it on the left side, and then I realized that would look a lot better on the right side if I swapped all of this and kind of moved everything around and flipped them so that my photo is on the right side instead. And I like it a lot better that way. Seems to flow better with that mixed media and how that's laid out. And I can now line up my little wordy bits from the paper snips so that it's on that vertical design. I'm going to line that up from the top to the bottom and just kind of pop in little bits here and there to fill it in. And I'm going to add a little bit to my title as well, because I don't want it to just say photograph. I want it to say favorite photograph. So this is a photo of me and my son at our theme park that's pretty local to where we live. It's only about 45 minutes away from us, so we'd like to go there. We got season tickets this past summer, so we really got to use them a lot. And this is a favorite photo of mine as me and my son were on the tilt-a-whirl, and it's not something that we get to do very often because usually my husband rides with my kids. They don't typically ride with me because I'm usually watching the baby or feeding her or something, so I usually have her in the stroller or in my arms, so I don't really get to ride with them much. So I was really enjoying myself and our little tilt-a-whirl ride, which is actually one of my favorite rides. So I'm just kind of placing everything down on this layout. I am filling in little bits here and there. I placed all my little tickets around my photo, and I'm just trying to layer something else behind my photo. I want something else just back there for some additional layers yet. I really like these little vellum stickers that Vicki Boutin included in the Where To Next collection, and I'm going to use one right there, but actually I end up moving it later. So don't get too attached to these 2 items that I've stuck down right here because I end up moving both of those. But I stick to this design and keep pretty close to it in the long run, but I just move those over by my photo a little bit later. So I've got my 3 little flare buttons. I'm trying to stagger them across my layout so they're not all lined up and in the same place. So I do kind of keep moving them around a little bit, but for the most part I keep one there by my photo because I really love it right there, and then the other 2 I kind of move around a couple times. But that's where my photo is going to stay, and then I'm going to just start gluing down all of my elements. So I'm working with my Nuvo glue today, and I really like it because it makes everything super sticky and it stays down really, really well. So I know that anything I glue down with that is not going to go anywhere. I'll go ahead and start sticking down on my tickets, and I was trying to fill in that little spot right there. I really like that little tab from the paper snip, so I'm going to pop it there. And again, I'm moving around my little epoxy buttons. I think for the most part, I think they stay roughly the same place they are now. I might move the one again, I can't remember, but I'm going to pop some paper strips down here at the bottom, just some ripped and torn edges, and then I'll distress those just by using my fingertips to just ruffle back those edges. And I'll do that to the top and the bottom of this layout. And then I actually use the remaining piece of this to put behind my photo for another layer. So it's funny that I like to use all my scraps and things as I'm scrapbooking and making my layout. So this really helped to add another layer just at the top, just by distressing it up a little bit. I really, really like the way that looks now. So I've got my border on the bottom. I decide I want to add some letters to my title. I'm going to put my favorite on to my title piece here so that that's all done. And then I can move along. I'm just using my tweezers here because these letters are so small. It's hard to see with my clunky fingers. So I'm just using tweezers just to place them down. So I'll fast forward that for you there. So my title's all done now. Moving right along here, I'm going to add some of these cute little acrylic pieces with these little stars from my stash here. And I will add a couple little chevron pieces too. I really want to bring the attention to that title. And I'm going to pull in a couple chevrons next to it. And then it kind of draws your eye back to the photo. So I'm just staggering a few little stars onto this layout. I'm going to glue those down with Nuvo glue. Just a reminder, remember to peel the backing pieces off the top and the bottoms of them before you glue them down, or you can leave the top one on, but make sure you take the back one off before you glue it down. And I'm just sticking down my photo because I know that's exactly where I want it to go at this point. So I wanted to punch this hole though before I actually stuck it down, because there's a little hole in that one tag that I'm going to thread some twine through. So from here on out, I just kind of glue things down and finish up embellishing this. So I will add some music in here, and then I will pop back in at the end with the finished layout. So here is the finished layout. If I've missed explaining anything, or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. And thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for watching today, and I hope I've inspired you to create something beautiful. So thank you. Bye-bye.